Welcome to Budget Outlaws. My name is Andrew, and it's Thanksgiving morning, and I've got a story for you guys. So, about 3 months ago, I was involved in an accident with my daily driver, which you guys haven't seen yet, but I'll show it to you at some point. And essentially what happened was I was pulling onto the freeway and the vehicle in front of me came to a dead stop in the merge lane instead of actually merging. And I didn't have enough room, so I had to come to a complete stop. The car behind me didn't stop and went around me, and the car behind him didn't even see it. So he hit me with quite a lot of force. What am I to do? Well, normal people would have a rental policy, and me being the car guy, I don't have a rental policy because I always have more than one car. Well, the 944 Turbo is up in Oregon, and the black 944 is down here, but it's going to be sold. It's also not currently registered for the road. The 914 is what I have been taking, but it's not the most practical car for a 185 mile commute. So what should I do? Well, buy a beater. So I did, but I didn't buy a beater. I bought something a little bit more interesting. Check it out. Welcome to my Volkswagen Cabriolet. It does have some issues. Let's go for a ride. You hear that rattle? That's the first issue. That's the exhaust hitting the sway bar, which is pretty interesting. I don't know why or how the heck that happened. But it did. And now, let's see what else is wrong with it. Ooh. Shifter's way down there. That was me starting out in third. That's me clicking over the headlights. So the shifting is really bad, and I couldn't quite figure out why it was so bad until I got underneath the car. Oh my gosh. So the shifting on this is pretty horrid, and I always wondered why. You see right about there? So that's the shifter, and there's supposed to be a bushing there, and there is not. And this is about as sloppy as can be. So there's massive improvements to be had here. There are like no bushings in this thing whatsoever. I don't see how it shifts. I mean, I knew it was vague, but holy wow. Look at that. It's incredible. I can't believe it actually shifts with the linkage the way it is. So we're gonna order some new linkage and replace that. And from there, I've got to put some new tires on it. And then beyond that, it's just gonna be nickeling and diming me for all the other little things that it's gonna need, but it is, there we go, there's first. Nope. There's first. Okay. So I'm going 20 miles an hour and there's nothing showing on the temperature gauge, the RPMs, or the fuel. However, I do know it's got a full tank of gas. So there's something up with the cluster. We were gonna find out what the heck it is, but either it's gonna be wiring or what. Also, there's some really funky stuff going on with the front suspension. And on my cursory review, looking over the suspension, the bushings in the front, these guys are not too terribly bad. They're squished a little bit, but I don't see anything horribly wrong with that. This one, I don't see anything really wrong with that one. Sway bar bushings are tight. Same basic condition for the bushings, which is good. Sway bar bushings look good. That bushing looks pretty good. So there's not a whole lot to be done to increase that, but definitely going to go through and replace all the joints and the knuckles. I couldn't find anything more than slightly worn bushings, and that's not causal enough for me to think that it's causing the issue. Now, it could just be that the wheels and tires are way out of balance and it's utter crap. Who knows? But the left front tire is showing cords. Yay. I'm gonna get that fixed tomorrow and we'll figure out the rest. The exhaust, I'm gonna have an exhaust shop go ahead and just take care of that. I don't really want to deal with that myself. And beyond that, I think I'm just gonna drive it and see what the heck happens. The plan is to drive it for 2, 3, 4 weeks, and it drives fine aside from the shifter and whatnot. It did have an issue where it was dying. There's third. It was dying whenever it was coming to a stop, and that was because the idle was set way too low, and they tried to fix it with a piece of rubber instead of just adjusting the idle screw. I don't know. So here's something that I noticed on my pre-purchase inspection. The car kept dying, coming to a stop whenever it was fully warmed up, and it was a really low idle. So I said, all right, it just needs to be adjusted. And because it ran pretty good aside from that. And when I looked, I saw that they did their own little adjustment. They have this piece of rubber that's stopping the throttle from going back all the way, instead of using the throttle stop, the little screw there. But I was able to get it fixed, and just by unscrewing it out 1/8 of an inch, it seems to idle great. It hasn't died not fully warm, but we'll get it there, and we'll see what happens. So, yeah. And I'm hearing a click, and that must be the CV joint that I saw. And then we're just taking a general look at the condition of the underside, and well, it is a California car, and I do not see really any rust. There looks to be some kind of damage here. This is definitely pulled away. So it was in a front end accident at some point. Compare it to the other side. That's not the case. But that actually looks to be fairly minor. So looking at the condition of the engine and the transmission, there's definitely some seals that need to be replaced. The CV joints, that guy needs to be replaced. And overall, some pretty general maintenance of the car. And I think we're in good shape. I think the first thing I'm going to do is do a heavy duty cleaning, because this is dirty. Or it could just be the cords in the tires clicking. Alright, wasn't clicking when I was going right. I can hear it clicking. Yeah, it's definitely a CV joint. But maybe it's not a CV joint. And I'm not hearing it. And I know it's the left boot that's bad. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to see if it does the same. Well, I hit the brakes and I didn't hear it anymore. So it must be brake related. That's odd. Brakes look pretty good to me whenever I looked at it. Ah! Open top is nice. And a heater that works. That's even better. That's just upscaled to 914 by 3 measures. Way more than I should. Alright. Tomorrow will be fun. Alright, so that fan noise is definitely making a noise outside. There's the exhaust. And I'm going to reposition the car, so that's it for today. See you later.